Hello viewer, welcome back to 54A. I've just been gluing, well, over the past few weeks I've been gluing bits of scrap together, basically lumps of wood that I don't know what to do with, but being a wood turner you don't want to throw it away. So this is it. There's 3 or 4 different types of wood here. Got some walnut, cherry, stuck some beech on the outside. I think there's a bit of mahogany in there, maybe. I've forgotten. It's just a mess. But okay, even the smallest pieces of wood, you don't throw them away. You can make something of them. So yesterday I turned the tenon on the end, put it in the jaws of my chuck, and realised it wasn't really wide enough on the one plane. So I stuck these 2 pieces of beech, on each side, just to give me that width. I'm just going to knock up a little vase with it and see what it turns out like with all the different colours of the wood. So I'm going to take it over to the lathe and see what I can do with it. Okay, I've nearly got it to the stage that I want with my roughing gouge. Now, a roughing gouge is exactly what it says on the tin. Don't try and get a decent finish with one, because you won't. We will take off a lot of wood quite quickly. So when you get to this stage and you're thinking, what kind of shape can I put on it, etc., then you start thinking about different tools you can use, which will give you those shapes and finishes on the wood that you want. So carbide cutters, spindle gouges, etc. This is where you start using those kind of tools to give you a better finish, get the shapes, etc. I think I'm going to try with maybe a round nose scraper and a round carbide cutter at the moment, and see how I get on with those. It's already giving a much smoother cut, so I should carry on with this for a bit, up this end, and just basic scraping, nothing fancy. We'll see how it turns out. Right, I've gone on to the spindle gouge now, because it is my favourite tool actually, and the difference between just using a scraper and this spindle gouge, it's so smooth already when I've just started working this piece here. And so I'm going to continue with that. Also, it's going to be a bit shorter. I think that's a bit too long for what I want, so I'll probably cut 1.5 inches or maybe even 2 inches off that end, which I'll do in a bit. It's so smooth, it's beautiful. Okay, I shall carry on with that, nothing very interesting. Right, getting on with the shape now. It's coming out lovely and smooth, but there are a couple of, like a little hole there, so I'm going to have to get rid of that or fill it. There's another tiny bit there, but that's very light, I can skim that through. Yeah, it's coming on nice. So I'll turn the speed up now I'm just taking nice light cuts with the spindle gouge and getting a lovely finish on it. I really must get myself a longer tool rest. Yeah, that little spit's nearly gone now, so I'll just take a little bit more off that, get rid of these ridges. Right, I've cut a couple of inches off the end, that bit there, and I'm not even going to throw that away because I can use that as a glue chuck or something. And I've bored out as much as I can. I've only got spade bits, and that's 22mm, which has gone down about halfway, but I've gone down further with a longer 15mm spade bit, so I've got down quite a way. But I've got to do this now with the tools, so this is going to be a very delicate bit of work because you don't want too much vibration or it coming out the chuck, so I've got to be pretty careful, but I'll get it as deep and as thin as I can and see how it looks after that. You can probably hear the vibration I'm getting already, but I'm getting there, and at least I know there is a hole down to this little step here. So I've only got to widen out at the widest part. I haven't got to worry about trying to dig the tool in right down 6 inches of vase. I shall carry on with that very gently and show you what happens next. Well, I got quite a bit out of the inside in the end, just taking my time and doing very gently. I'm just finishing off the outside shape now, just taking a little bit more off, and this bit here is just got to be a bit thinner so it sort of matches the transition of it going down there. I'll just take a bit off there, then I'll just sand and polish it, sand and sealant, polish it up, and we'll see what it looks like. That's better, matches in more now. Yep, not bad at all that. It's a bit of art deco, I suppose you could call it. Yeah, I like all the different types of wood in that. It's coming out very nice. Should look even better when it's all polished up. So I'll see you in a bit. I think that'll do. I'll just get it turned round now. Well, I'll probably have to change the chuck over and put this end in the jaw so I can just get rid of the tenon. See, I've got the bigger chuck and jaws in now. I've just protected it with a bit of kitchen towel while I just get the tenon off there, and then I'll show you the finished article. Right, just turning the tenon off now. Now, nearly done. Unless you're absolutely positive that you can get a perfectly flat base, just go in very slightly, just make it slightly concave so that your vase or whatever it is just sits on the edge. Then there's nothing worse than thinking you've got it flat. You take it all out the lathe, put it down on the surface, and then there's a wobble on it. Tiny bit more, then just got to sand that up and polish it, and we're finished. There we go. That's not turned out too bad with some bits of scrap. All the different shades of wood, different shapes, little bits, just little bits appearing there and again. Yeah, there you go. That's a vase made from scraps. So as I say, don't get throwing anything away. Even if it's just a couple of inches long, you can make maybe a pen blank out of it, a light pull, or you can stick it all together like I do and make something a bit bigger. So that's it, viewer. Yet another video in the bag. Hope you liked it. Quite enjoyed doing that. I like the way it's come out. So thanks very much for watching. And to all my subscribers, old and new, if you are new, you're very welcome, and I hope you carry on enjoying these videos. So please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you all soon. Bye now.